stuff going on today. We do have a enhanced risk that has been outlined. This was recently updated by the Storm Prediction Center this morning at 7:36 a.m. You see it right there, folks. Thanks for joining. We're going to get all things weather related. We've got lots to get to, including a hatched area for your risk of Dallas area and extreme southeastern portion of Oklahoma, as if Oklahoma hasn't had enough already today. Dealing with some of those early on flooding issues. Lots of flooding going on right now from early morning storms. So, welcome to the show. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. I am him. And I welcome you very much to the show, all Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Appreciate it so much. Be sure while you're here and stopping by the community, make sure that you follow. We do these daily lives every morning. Usually we are able to get through it all, but unfortunately, yesterday morning we did break in, or the tornadoes broke in with some of the risks that had happened yesterday morning. So we weren't able to get through all the risks that we usually do. But today we're going to do our best. Right now, there's not any active severe thunderstorm warnings, as you can see there. So that's great news. There are some special weather statements in southern part of Oklahoma. Nothing huge, nothing to get worked up about. The big event is a potential for later today if things can redevelop. Let's go ahead and get to all that risk. So as you can see, that enhanced risk, or a 3 out of 5 in areas of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. Then we do have a couple of different zones, including southern Illinois, that has a slight risk for severe weather. We also have a larger swath in Texas and southeastern part of Oklahoma that is that slight risk, 2 out of 5, and the marginal risk is all that green that you see there. We'll take a look at the radar omega because we're doing some things a little bit different here. Remember yesterday when we saw the debris on correlation coefficient? Yes, yes. And there is a lot of, the crazy thing is, Jay, thanks for stopping by again. I appreciated your help yesterday. There are a lot of people that are saying there wasn't any tornado yesterday there. I haven't seen anything officially from the National Weather Service that confirmed a tornado over there, but based on oh, they did confirm too. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you were able to confirm that. I checked National Weather Service late last night, but obviously, are they sending out a survey crew? Jay, are they sending out a engineer crew from National Weather Service to confirm what the EF is? Hold on one second. I just want to, because there's, oh, okay, survey crew did it late yesterday. All right, thanks so much. I'll have to get that information updated. I appreciate you all so much. All right, Fort Worth area. Let's go ahead and get to those risks right now. Let me just remove this here real quick. All right, so this is radar omega. I have not switched over to the radar scope yet, but I definitely am going to be doing that. So I may end up as soon as we get a lull in the severe weather, which is expected to happen here in the next couple of days for some areas, we're going to probably revamp a lot of things. But this you're looking at right now is just the weather model that is estimates. This is HRRR right now, what we're expecting to have happen based on one weather model. Just be aware. EF0 and EF1. All right, thanks so much, Jay. I appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and run through this. As we can see, this is showing that there's a possibility of storms redeveloping. There is, I don't want to scare you all, there is some cloud cover, obviously, so that's going to hinder on things, and that cap will more than likely break, but a lot of things we have to worry about would be, and I don't mean to worry necessarily, wrong terminology to use, but a lot of things that we have to watch for is development if it can break through the cap this morning. things can really get ramped up. And so that's why typically the Storm Prediction Center, I don't work for the Storm Prediction Center, by the way, I just want to give that disclaimer. But I feel that typically that's why Storm Prediction Center releases these enhanced risks and these slight risks. And depending on the level is because if all of the elements are there and or a majority of them are, the the environment, the conditions are right, and it would only just take one little cell to just kind of break through that cap. So these are estimates based on the um, HRRR. I do have to go back to an older one that was updated at 11Z to kind of get through a full scan here, so I apologize, folks. Levi, praying a tornado hit. Okay, we don't need that. Sorry you're having to go through whatever it is with your marital issues, but we don't want to pray for somebody, no matter how much you dislike somebody. Let's not do that, folks. I'm in the pink. What's that mean? The pink, if you're referring to, so these boxes here, if that's what you're referring to, this severe thunderstorm watch, it's for about another 112 minutes. That's from there. So you just not get too much worked up on that chat here. Sulfur, is it going to rain? And I don't know what EJ is talking about there. Anything going to hit Marietta? I'll get to that here shortly. Eastern Shore weather, yes, I'll show Eastern Shore weather. Virginia, there you go. Sorry, I don't go through Eastern when there's a higher risk in some of these other areas, but there's what we're expecting if you're talking about the marginal risk that's over in Virginia Beach, Richmond, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina area. That's kind of what is expected here today. What we may see. You're going to get some rain. You could have, let's see, let's go to the tornado risks. I would say you're probably going to end up having some rain, and that's about it. But I will go ahead and again, as I look through HRRR weather model, it really doesn't show a whole lot as far as severe weather. So that's good for East Coast. You got very marginal risk for wind threat, not zero. Hail threat for East Coast line, nothing really. That's why I don't spend a whole lot of time on the East Coast for that when there's more concerning areas of severe weather. Not that the East Coast isn't concerning. It's just for today, there's not really any risks for the East Coast as far as severe weather goes. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get back. This right now, what you're looking at, this red zone, just want to remind folks, this is the hail threat for today. As you can see, there's a significant threat for Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, and Garland, Texas. Uh, that is outlined in the red. And then other areas that you can't see right there is 15% risk or more of an enhanced risk versus a significant risk. St. Louis, Missouri, Lubbock, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Waco, Texas, Evansville, Indiana, and then less of a risk, but still a risk for that hail factor would be San Antonio, Texas, Indianapolis. And I'm reading off, there's obviously areas that are going to be impacted that are outside of this as well, but I'm reading off some of the higher populated areas, so just be mindful of that. Indianapolis, Indiana, Austin, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Cincinnati, Ohio. As you can see, all of those areas could have potential for today. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that so much. If you're able to, go ahead and smash that, tap that screen. All my TikTok followers and non-followers, tap that screen, show the likes. Let's see if we got anything else here. Sulphur, Oklahoma. Yeah, yep. N for Enfortion. I'm near Dallas. Is this going to be bad? Well, it's going to be pretty impactful if that cap can break. That's the big question right now. Dallas, you're probably seeing a lot of cloud cover right now. At least when I looked at a live cam earlier, that's kind of what I was showing or seeing. So I don't know if that's going to show up. Yeah, right now that's looking at Dallas there, and that does look like a lot of cloud cover right now. It's a little hard to see that, but McKinney, Plano, Dallas, you're all in that risk for the hail. Here's your tornado risk. Again, this was updated around 7:30 this morning, Central Daylight Time. These are your risks for tornadic activity. And what I'm seeing here, this is a radar estimate. I'm going to go to the 12Z update and try to get a little bit more up-to-date information here for you folks. These are radar estimates. If it could break through that cap, 1 o'clock, this area of concern would be some significant wind right here is what I'm drawing is basically that wind on the backside of this. I'm just going to shut this off for a moment. I want to take a quick peek at one thing to see what I can see as far as cloud cover. So one moment, folks. Just one moment, folks. I appreciate your patience. All right, looks like all throughout Texas right now, there is a lot of cloud cover. Ooh, Amarillo on the west side of that is definitely all clear skies. The reason why I'm looking at some of these areas is I'm trying to see where the cap potentially is breaking and things are going to start clearing off. Be 1 second, and I'm sorry, I'm not able to show that information because I don't have rights to be able to do that. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring a radar Omega back up. Go ahead and follow that live right now, and if you're able to share, that would certainly help. The reason that I like you guys to share the live is it definitely, in a way, you're kind of helping the community be aware because there might be some family and friends that live in these areas that might not be aware of the severe weather that's expected for today. Again, this is an estimate. As you can see, about 11 p.m., this estimates that things would be down in that Shreveport area, Tyler, Texas. I'll go ahead and ask some of the areas that you're concerned about today. Colgate, I did see that. Colgate as well as Fort Worth, Colgate, and 1 second here. I'm going to get all your guys' stuff up here. I don't know if y'all know how to pin stuff, but that might get a little too clouded as well. One moment here. So we got Allen and McKinney, Texas, and Mesquite, Texas, and we got Monroe, Louisiana. I'm getting all these down. Fort Worth. Again, be 1 second here. I'm trying to get everybody's as Northwest Arkansas. Thanks, Abby. Another McKinney, Kaufman, I already got that. Plano, Murphy, and Plano, Texas. Stillwater, Oklahoma. Sorry I missed you. 1 second. See Paris, Texas there. Richmond. Roy's City, Texas. All right, folks, I'm going to have, that's all I've got right here. So bear with me one moment. This is a lot to go through here. So, oh, McAllister, I did look at some early ones today, and that does show pretty concerning for McAllister. Mansfield, Arkansas. All right, thanks so much. All right, I've got as many as I possibly can here. Just reading through all of them to see if I got. Looks like somebody had Wichita. All right, so currently what you're looking at, how high? So Poodle Hat asked how high is the risk for tornadoes in Dallas area? So the Dallas area is in a significant threat for tornadoes. You're looking right now at the threat for tornado activity. I'm going to bring back live radar right now. So let me go ahead and put that back on here 1 second. All right, so, oh goodness gracious, I see 1 second. There's some things that are alarming here. 1 second. This is a look at live radar. So these areas, Bridgeport right now, we do have a special weather statement here for you. I'm going to keep that other information off because if a severe thunderstorm warning should pop up, which judging by this, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it does. Let's go ahead and get to some of these estimates here while we have a moment before we start getting breaking weather here. So first one that I'm going to check is Allen, Texas. All right, so Allen, Texas, and I'm going to cover Plano as well in there. So all of those areas are in a higher risk for tornado activity if it could break through the cap and continue to develop. Gainesville area, Ardmore area, I would be very concerned later today. If it could break through, the HRRR weather model is suggesting around 11 a.m. we would have a pretty significant wall of wind right here. Again, this is just one weather model, so just be aware. This is right now not live. This is just an estimate. And I should have that going up here while we're going through that. So these are estimates, 1 o'clock Central Time. McAllister area, I know there was an area of concern there. This would be sometime in the afternoon, early afternoon hours. You do have a special weather statement just to the west of you right now, and that special weather statement movement was northeast at 35, wind gust 40, and a half-inch hail. So that would be a concern for McAllister if that can develop. There's so Allen and McKinney. This looks to be developing estimates would be suggesting wall of wind as well as isolated tornadoes possibility. Again, and definitely some hail based on some of these deeper shades of colors. where I see the pinks and the purples here. That is likely estimated of hail. Deeper the shade of color of this radar estimate. Even 10 a.m., it's crazy to think that 10 o'clock this morning we're going to have possible over by Ardmore some major hail and wind gusts. It's going into an enriched environment, so it is quite possible. Thanks for the follow, everybody. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get to mesquite. Probably going to be covering a lot in Texas here. Mesquite, you are also in the higher risk for tornado activity, significant severe hatched area there. Monroe, Louisiana. You are in the, you're outside of the tornado risk. However, you are in the, get this pulled up here, marginal risk for Monroe, Louisiana. Estimates, if I can go out that far, I don't think I'm going to be able to go out that far with Monroe. All depends on if these storms can continue to stay, but this HRRR weather model suggests that rain may be, let me look at tomorrow's risk here real quick just to see what I can kind of, yeah, I would say Monroe, you need to stay on guard for overnight storms. Overnight storms would be what you need to be mindful of for overnight storms, unfortunately. Fort Worth, I've already covered that in Fort Worth and Dallas area. The timing of that, again, is sometime after 10 o'clock, according to HRRR weather model that we have here. Let me go ahead and see. I don't have a NAM 3K out very far, so 1 second here. Yeah, this was updated at 2 o'clock this morning, so I'm not going to use old data that's that far gone. Again, Murphy, Texas. I believe Murphy, Texas is kind of in that general Dallas area, but yeah, Murphy, Texas. Again, stay weather aware. Know your safe place because you are in the enhanced risk. You're also under the gun for potential tornado activity. You're in a significant severe weather outlook area. This yellow zone is, if anybody is in that yellow zone, Sulphur Springs. Let me see if we have any of these that I could cover here. Texarkana even later. Sulphur Springs probably be sometime in the early afternoon hours. Stillwater, Oklahoma. I'm going to get to that right now. So stay with me, folks. I'm getting to these as quick as I possibly can. Stillwater, you're outside of the tornado risk for today. However, you are in a wind risk, 5%, so a low risk. You're not in a hail risk, but you are in the marginal risk for severe weather. Based on what I can see here, you're basically, most of this is going to be developing to the south and the east of you in Stillwater. So I would be safe to, or I believe it would be safe to say you're out of the woods, unless some crazy thing goes north. But it doesn't look that probable. Richmond, Missouri. Richmond, Missouri, you are in the general thunderstorms today. So some rain likely today, not anything significant. So Richmond, Missouri, you can relax. Mansfield, Arkansas. Mansfield, Arkansas, you're in the slight risk, and just be mindful. Just to the west of you, you do have a severe thunderstorm watch that expires in another 90 minutes. But if things can keep brewing, it is possible that you might end up being in a new issued severe thunderstorm watch. Sherman, Texas. I've got a lot of you. Hey, Mesomat, goodness, I lost you right there. 200 coins. Thanks so much. All right, let's go ahead and look at Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas, you're in general thunderstorms. Nothing huge today expected. So take a sigh of relief. Don't expect anything huge there. Again, most of the risk is down here into areas. Let me shut off some of these alerts. I think things are getting a little too clouded in there. Let me shut off these ports. And let me just kind of change some of these a little bit. It's getting just way too clouded, I think, in there. Awesome. Mesomat, I love watching your lives, man. That's crazy. Guess I got an early state today. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Sorry. I'm just, all right. Springfield, Missouri. Lawton, Oklahoma. I think I got everybody's. Again, this is based on HRRR weather model. It's not exact, it's just estimates. If things, I mean, Lawton, you're in the slight risk. This is having a little bit of a tough time pulling that in, but um, I would say probably more to the southeast of you is where most of the development is going to happen. So Lawton, is there a lot of circulation? There's a lot of risk for tornadoes today, primarily in that McKinney, Dallas, right here. So this, let me outline the area of concern for tornado risks for today. So this is an estimated radar loop. So this is not live. Just be mindful of that. So that's what could end up happening. The 5% risk, I got to stop using 5%. I think they need to have some other type of information because from a numbers guy like me, I mean, I understand what it means, but to the general public, when you say 5%, oh, that's not that bad. That's pretty bad when you anything in this brown and especially in this hatched area where we have the dashed lines. That is the one of the highest outlooks for. I mean, you could get a pink one. That would be really bad. Thanks for. Hey, Jeff. Howdy, howdy. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Oh, you got the sound keeps cutting off. 1 second here. Not sure what's. Is everybody else saying? Is the sound having issues? Thanks for the rose, Jeff. Appreciate it. Can somebody else tell me, does it sound good? Ooh, thanks so much for the little gummy teddy. Thanks, Adela. Okay, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate it. Thanks, Noel. Missy Daisy, thanks so much. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the rest of these. Marquette, thank you. Josephine, Texas, thanks for checking in. Thanks for the follows. Gabrielle, thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate that. All right, Arlington, are we getting more today by Fort Smith? Low 7. So low 7, thank you. Are we getting more today by Fort Smith, Arkansas? I apologize. Fort Smith, Arkansas. This radar Omega estimate loop with HRRR weather model would suggest sometime after 1 o'clock. Yes, you're going to get some more rain. You are in that potential for tornado activity. Can't confirm that you're going to have a tornado if somebody's asking, but um, you're in that probability area. So just be mindful and stay alert with your local weather and news stations and know where your safe place is, where you need to take shelter, know your action plan, basically. Will Josephine have high chances of hail? Hang on 1 second. Let me bring up that hail factor here. Could you tell me, is that Texas? I'm assuming, Adela, I'm assuming that's Texas. Yeah, Dallas, Texas is under the gun. Right now, we're looking at the risks for tornadoes. Let me go ahead and show you the risks that we have for hail. Okay, 1 second here. There's the risk for hail. So as you can see, this area here, significant severe hail threat. Dallas area, significant severe threat, 30%, that red zone. Basically, Dallas area along what is that, I-30, is it? I-30. Uh, Areas are like Paris, Sulphur Springs, Mount Pleasant. I'm going to name off a few to kind of get all your guys' areas covered as much as possible. Gainesville, Sherman, Denton, McKinney, Plano, Fort Worth, Cleburne, Tyler, Longview, Mount Pleasant, even over into Texarkana. All you guys are in that significant hatched area for hail threat. You also are in a tornado threat, many of those areas that I just mentioned. A significant severe threat for tornado activity. Mark, yeah, you're in a big rig moving around Oklahoma today. I don't have a safe place. Well, just stay weather aware. If you don't have a weather radar, if you don't have like a weather radio or something, I would recommend getting some kind of weather radio that would be able to alert you so that you can find some shelter, but depending on obviously what area. Yeah, Megan, you were hoping not to see Cleburne. Yeah, I know. They've been getting hammered big time. Big Red, good to see you. Dallas will not get rain. Yeah, glad you put the LOL on the backside of that. I was going to say. So Mandy, thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate that. While you're here, if this is your first time, make sure that you go ahead and share the live as well as make sure that you tap that screen. And if you think the information is relevant, definitely follow. We have a live update every morning at 8 a.m. Sometimes we're not able to go through all these details as much as we have today. Yesterday was a prime example when there was a tornado that, a couple of different tornadoes that impacted areas of Springfield, Missouri. Thanks for the heart me's, Jeff. Appreciate it. I'm in Bowie, Texas. It's crazy rain. Yeah, yeah. You guys are definitely getting some flooding in some areas there. I'll put the alerts back on for that. Right now, there's no active severe weather warnings. Otherwise, I would have removed my currently showing latest weather model information. But you have a ton of flash flood warnings all up in here. Even just in Norman, Oklahoma for the next couple of hours here. Shawnee, you guys have this morning gotten even Ada. I know I have a follower from Ada, Oklahoma area. You guys are getting a special weather statement, but your severe thunderstorm watch expires in another 80 minutes. Um, but if the cap can break, there's potential for redevelopment later. I'm going to go out of this right now and go back in here. I'm looking at my multi-stream and TikTok. You are just blowing it up. Um, oh, I do see somebody, Denton, Texas. It's about to plow into us. Oh, goodness. That was from YouTube. Um, Amethyst 777 on YouTube. Sorry. There's hardly anybody on my YouTube channel because even though I stream on there, I only have like 125 followers on there. So if you guys could help me out and gain some momentum on YouTube as well, that'd be great. I multi-stream on Facebook as well as TikTok and YouTube. All right, let's go ahead. What about Tennessee? Any hail expected in near the Dallas area? Yes, there's hail expected later today. Sometime this afternoon, just depends on the timing and if this all holds true. There's a risk for hail. Let me give you that information right now. So this is a risk for hail, highest in Dallas. Southwest Arkansas, Southwest Arkansas right here, folks. You guys, Texarkana and Hope area, you're in a risk for the significant hail. Oh, we do have, hold on one second. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me remove this. I'm going back to live radar. 1 second here. 1 second, folks. All right. Waiting for that ticker to update us. There it is, right here, Denton. Denton is in, so Amethyst. You're in Amethyst 777 from YouTube. Appreciate Decatur. This is a significant storm right now. Let's go ahead and get these reds out of here so that we don't get too wrapped up in that. We don't have a possible tornado on this. So at 8:39 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Decatur, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So it looks like things are blowing up a little bit sooner than what we expected, and that sometimes happens. It's moving at 40, so it's clocking pretty quick. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Areas that could be impacted: Greenwood, Valley View, Lois, Denton, Decatur, Stony, Ponder, Bolivar, Era, Slidell, Leo, Sanger, Crum, Paradise, and New Fairview. These are in northeastern Wise County, northwestern Denton County, southwestern Cook County, all in north central Texas. So just be mindful of that. This is Got a signature here. I'm just going to take a look real quick, folks. 1 second. I want to see the velocity on this, so bear with me 1 moment. Be 1 moment here. All right, so we're looking at two different views. Right now we're going to look at, so this is the storm that's over by north of Decatur, right on top of Decatur. We do now have a signature. Let's look at correlation coefficiency here. 1 moment, folks. This looks pretty dangerous storm. I would not be a bit surprised if they end up putting a tag of a possible tornado on this. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but get in your safe place right now. If you're in anywhere, Decatur, Denton, let's see what other areas, Crum, Bolivar, Ponder, get in your safe place. This is a very dangerous storm. As I'm looking at this right now, this is live look at the radar. Really, this has ramped up quite a bit. We're looking at the velocity on the right side, my right side, and we are looking at the composite reflective on the left side. So this is going to be pretty significant weather, and this is going to impact possibly, uh, more than likely, Bolivar, Sanger, Crum, Ponder. This is in Texas. Okay, this is northwest of Dallas. Even Gainesville looks to have quite a bit of storm initiation going on there as well. So right now, areas that are under the gun is Cook County, Denton County, and Wise. I'm not able to take a look at Tennessee right now. There's an active severe thunderstorm warning. Tennessee today is not expecting any significant severe weather. All right, we're covering this right now. Let me see if I can take a look at coefficiency here. 1 second, folks. It's a little hard to see that. Let me change the tilt here. 1 moment. I think this is more of a wind threat, but definitely looks like there's a lot of, right here. Hold on a second. I'm going to just stop this for 1 second. This looks pretty significant right here. So what I'm looking at right now is a high resolution velocity right here. That's where it's mixing. And if we take a look, we have ever so slight rotation right north of Decatur. So again, folks, if you're in this path of this severe thunderstorm warning, so this includes areas of Denton. If I can do a measurement here, 1 second. Let me see how fast this puppy's going real quick. 40 miles an hour. So we'll give you that information. Just went through 40 miles an hour. All right, so these are some areas that of impact. Bolivar, less than 31 minutes at this point. Sanger, Denton, 40, less than 40 minutes. Just heed the warning. If you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, it is picking up speed and recycling here. It's pretty significant. Green Valley, 45 minutes. So these are areas of concern for the potential. I'm going to see. They haven't put a tag of a possible tornado on there, but I do see signatures of rotation. So just be mindful of that, folks. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it so much. While you're here, please follow. Please share the live. I appreciate it. Omaha, Nebraska, you're not expecting any severe weather today. Right now, we're taking a look at Texas. Gainesville. Oh, yep. I'll take a look at that real quick here, folks. 1 second. Gainesville right now. This is a live look at Gainesville area. I would not be a bit surprised if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning shortly for that. Let me look at the hail factor and the echo tops. 1 minute here. Yeah, a lot of this looks like it's starting to make its way a little bit northward. So Gainesville, just stay weather alert for a possible severe thunderstorm warning within the next half hour, I would suggest. You are in that severe thunderstorm warning for another, or watch, pardon me, watch for another 72 minutes, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they probably extend that watch a little bit longer, given that we have storms really popping up here. McAllister area is now still in a severe thunderstorm watch, and if these storms continue to push off to the east and the north, again, this severe thunderstorm watch is for Cook County, Denton County, as well as Wise County. Waco, Texas. I'm trying to remember exactly where Waco, Texas is. You got a long ways to go there. You're in a risk zone, but a lot of these storms are still farther to your north. Waco, Texas area, you're in the slight risk. So we do have this this is hail right now that we're looking at here. Let me go ahead and put a measurement on that, folks. North of Decatur right now, significant hail. I would say that's probably I mean, the measurement on here is probably going to be somewhere around nickel or a little bit higher. Yeah, nickel size, but it's the hail is getting more defined. I wouldn't be a bit surprised in Decatur area if you have much larger stones than nickel size at this point. What are the yellow boxes? The yellow boxes, if I zoom out here, there's not any yellow boxes. It's just the outline of the counties. If you're talking about the orange box right here, that is a severe thunderstorm warning that is active right now for another 40 minutes. Oh, Emiseth, can you look at Denton? You don't have a, oh my goodness. Hold on, folks, 1 moment. You have an orange box. So if you have an orange box, yeah, that would be this right here, that severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go ahead and, hey, Victoria, good morning. What about area code 76531? Hamilton, 1 moment. All right, Hamilton, you are in the slight risk for severe weather today. Your tornado risk looks like you're in the 5%. So some of these storms likely that are moving through here just over by Abilene area. Let me get the high resolution reflectivity. Some of these are kind of training thunderstorms over by Abilene, and they're basically going to continue to develop and move off into a northeasterly or easterly track once that front plows through. So areas of Hamilton, Texas, you do need to be weather aware as well because you're in that risk. How does Lamb Pass, Texas? You're in the 2% risk of tornado activity. If a rogue cell can develop down here, there's a little bit of development, very, very little right now. Um, my question to you for Lamb Pass would be, are you seeing some clouds clearing in maybe to your east and southeast? If you are, then you definitely want to be careful. Victoria, you're welcome. Dorchester, Texas, from Raylan. Thanks for the follows, guys. Thanks for the gifts. I appreciate that. Let's light up the gifts, folks. Fort Worth, Texas, you are in the significant severe threat for tornadoes today. Dorchester, I'll get that right here. Dorchester, Texas. Dorchester, Texas, you're right on the line of the significant severe threat for hail. Or I apologize, for tornadoes. It's the hail as well. Pretty much this whole zone is hail. Um, so just be mindful of that. And Dorchester, Texas, also you need to be concerned because this storm right here that's over by Decatur, if it can hold itself together, you could end up having some rumbles of thunder and possibility of some hail and some wind pushing through there. Would not be a bit surprised if it holds itself together and could get 60-mile-an-hour winds. Looks like it's kind of puttering out a little bit from what it was earlier. Let me look at the velocity here. Oops. I'll look at Echo Tops real quick. Echo Tops helps me see a little closer at towers here, so bear with me one moment. It's towering at 45, between 45, ooh, did I see 49? Oh, that's probably picking up on something else. 47,000 feet. So it's the Echo Tops or the tops of the clouds. It's definitely building. Let me go back to a previous scan here. Yeah, it doesn't show signs of stopping. So Gun Barrel City. Oh, Skype wants me to take a look at the Cape and the Sin. Yep, I'll take a look at that. Now you're speaking my language. I have to go to radar estimates for that, obviously. So these are estimates right now that we're looking at. Bear with me one moment. All right, so the surface-based cape is the amount of energy. Let me shut off this outlook here real quick. So you guys can see we just have the severe thunderstorm warning right here over Denton right now, but the energy in the atmosphere is what CAPE is. Go back to this 12Z. Unfortunately, 13Z is still updating. All right, so it looks like the energy increases after 3 p.m. according to this scan. Further south, Cape isn't that impressive, surprisingly. I mean, it's still high enough for potential tornadic activity. I've seen tornadoes happen with less than this. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the SIN. This is surface-based SIN. So that basically is a measurement of the capping of the atmosphere. And it would make sense that there's cap right here. That negative number means there's a large amount of cap. The zeros and the less of the negative number, that means there's less cap and the storms are able to build. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, this is an update. One moment here. Let's see if that's going to be something that suggests that it's going. Okay, so at 8:55 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 10 miles west of Crum or 12 miles northeast of Decatur, moving east at 40. This is going to impact areas of Greenwood, Valley View, Lois, Denton, Stony, Ponder, Bolivar, Era, Slidell, Leo, Sanger, Crum, and New Fairview. So that was an update to the severe thunderstorm warning. Going through I'll be turning off the live here shortly. I won't be live later today for severe weather. However, if you guys are not familiar with Mesomat, go ahead and check him out. He's on TikTok, YouTube, as well as, I don't think he's on Facebook. He's not as old as me, but he's getting his meteorology degree, so give him a big shout. Tell him 605 Chaser sent you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the capping of the atmosphere. It does suggest in the afternoon hours right here that there's really no cap. Sky, thanks so much for the rose. I appreciate that so much. Fredericksburg. You're in Lake Village and it's pouring right now. Southwest Missouri is looking pretty good. As far as, yeah, I know Springfield, you guys have already had enough going on yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look at a composite reflective radar estimate. These are radar estimates. This is not live right now other than the warnings and the alerts. Those are all live. All right, Southwest Missouri, you look to be okay. I mean, you're going to get some more rain, unfortunately. You don't need any more rain. But you're looking okay as far as severe weather goes. Let me just double check the information. Yeah, you're in the marginal risk. I wouldn't be a bit surprised, unfortunately, in areas of Springfield to possibly have a few small hail, and that would be later this afternoon if some of these storms can kind of divert further north. Might have a rogue cell that moves through there. That would be later this afternoon. Dallas, Texas, you're under the gun for tornado activity today. So Dallas, Texas, these are again estimates of what things could look like potentially based on HRRR weather model. So again, we're seeing possibility of redevelopment happening after noon hours, and pretty much based on this estimate, Dallas, you'd be under the gun for major significant wind as well as hail. You do have that risk for tornado activity. I can't say where a tornado is going to drop. I know there's been some people, not in this chat today that I'm aware of, but previously that, oh, do you know if there's going to be a tornado in this area? I don't know that. All I can do is give you the information of what the risks are. We got brown is the risk for tornado, as well as a more significant risk for areas of Dallas, McKinney, Sulphur Springs. These are all Texas areas. We'd even have over into Arkansas the risk for tornado activity as some of these storms move along. Area of concern would be kind of Fort Smith area in the afternoon hours. Again, that would be highly dependent on if these storms can break through the cap that is in the atmosphere. Sherry Collins, yeah, you got completely hammered yesterday, so I was just worried about today. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Yeah. Henderson, Texas. Is San Antonio going to get rain soon? Trying to remember. I think that's a long ways south, but I think you are in luck. Goodness gracious. You're likely going to have to wait until tomorrow. Let me take a look at what the risks for San Antonio are for tomorrow. Yeah, I would say probably tomorrow, San Antonio is when you're going to probably have the rain. You have that slight risk for tomorrow as well of severe weather. Northeast Oklahoma, you, I believe, are today in the marginal risk. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, though. Depending on how far northeast you are, if you're north of Telekwe, along that I-44 area, you're in the marginal risk. These are, again, our radar estimates, so it looks to me you're going to have potential for some flash flooding later this afternoon if these storms can get moving. Could have a few, isolated hail risk. Let me go ahead and bring the hail risk up. That's wind. So again, isolated hail risk, not too significant up into extreme northeastern part of Oklahoma. Miami, Oklahoma, pretty much the same thing. You do have that risk of marginal risk for severe weather. A lot of moisture moving on in for that area. Just stay weather aware, folks. Thanks so much for the little heart snap. I appreciate that. Dallas, Texas. Again, Dallas, Texas, you are under the gun for a significant severe threat. We're looking at the hail threat. Let's go ahead and take a look at that tornado threat for areas of central Texas. You are in a significant risk for tornadoes today. It's real.mt. Nope. Minnesota, there's not any risk for tornado activity today. Bella, you're welcome. And there's not, and Minnesota doesn't even have a risk of severe weather today. It's all over into the Midwest areas. Thanks for the follow, Bella. Texarkana, yeah, I'll get to that right now. You, unfortunately, this is the tornado risk, and you are in that. So just stay weather aware, know where your safe place is. Timing of that, again, this is based on an HRRR weather model. This could change. Can't stress that enough. But sometime after 3 o'clock, Texarkana, Godly, Texas, right on the line. So what are the chances? Yeah, you're right on the line, but um, I would be concerned sometime after 11 o'clock. Again, it's going to be really tricky. Just stay weather aware today because it's a really dicey forecast because a lot of these radar estimates, it could change. I don't want to tell you, oh, yeah, you're definitely going to get this, but I also don't want to say, hey, you're not going to get anything. So just stay weather aware. TC, thanks so much for the rose. I appreciate it. We got Central Texas 0 at the top viewer and Marquette at the number 2 spot. Sonia is at number 3 spot. Abby, number 4, it's real.mt is at 5. Ooh, we got some movement going on. We got DMC now, number 3 spot. Thanks so much for the gifts, everybody. I appreciate those and continuing to share the live. This is a look at the current estimates of what is expected to have happen. Zoom back out here and show you the risk. This is tornado risk. Again, St. Louis area is possible. You're not 0. Um, there is that possibility of a few rogue cells. I want to take a look at St. Louis, Missouri right now because that is kind of not really been talking about that, but there could be some crazy stuff happening today because the tornado risk is there, and some of these storms could end up being more isolated. The thing that I get concerned about is when we get these little tiny cells here um, going by themselves, and it's not really attached to a whole lot. That's when you can get those spin ups real fast because it's not having anything feeding off of it, so to speak. It's not snacking, taking all the energy away. These are radar estimates. So areas of concern for St. Louis, again, areas of concern for southern part of Illinois, even southern part of Indiana. And it looks like we do have Kentucky in there as well. Is that? I got to span out. Yeah, that's Kentucky. There we go. Evansville and Jasper, even Louisville. These are risks for tornado. Let me go ahead and kind of do a scan. And then I'll go back to a live look at the radar. It looks like your guys' storms on the north side are going to be late in the day, so probably after 6 p.m. I hate when those storms happen after 6 p.m. Then maybe some additional development tomorrow. Let me take a look at your guys' risks for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, all that shifts. This is a look at tomorrow's severe weather risks. So Shreveport, Austin, San Antonio, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Memphis, Jackson, Nashville, Louisville. I mean, a whole area is covered in slight risk, all the way up to Ohio. Your tornado risk for tomorrow, as of right now, looks like it covers western part of Nebraska. We do have a updated severe thunderstorm warning. It's just kind of staying over Cook County and Denton County. All right, so looks like that's your risk for tomorrow. Wind risk. Yeah, most of these are going to end up being wind risk, and we also have that hail risk. Pretty significant hail risk again for tomorrow. This would include Killeen, Round Rock, Austin, College Station, Waco, Crockett, all the way over to Jacksonville, Texas. So the southern part. This would be for tomorrow. Oh, Hunter. Hi, buddy. It's raining pretty bad in Ada. Thanks for joining. I would hope you was going to join. Hunter and I have been chatting quite a bit, even while I'm at work. Sometimes I can't get away. But let's go ahead and take a look at live radar for there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ada. Yeah, Ada, you're unfortunately dealing with a lot of moisture up there. And you are still under a severe thunderstorm watch for another 49 minutes. But my anticipation is that they're going to go ahead and probably um, reissue that sometime later today. Yeah, we definitely have some rain there, folks. There we go. I had to switch radars. You're under a special weather statement for another 4 minutes. So you probably saw, Hunter, did you end up seeing a little bit of hail? Maybe some pea-sized hail? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you didn't get any hail. Let me look at that right now and see what the hail factor is here. Oh yeah, you definitely don't have anything to worry about as far as hail goes. It looks like most of that is melting by the time it ends up getting to the surface. Whole different ball game down here in Denton. They do have this severe thunderstorm warning, a nickel size hail still, and this continues. Looks like this is starting to lose some of its luster as far as hail goes. So that's a good thing. But I am going to let y'all go. I do need to head off to work. Oh, wait, 76539. 76539. That's Hamilton, I think. Kempner? Kempner. Let's go ahead and look that up here. Oh, yep. Very little rain, but I would not doubt if some things to start to develop later this afternoon for Kempner area. Same in Sherman, one traffic light, one traffic light in Kempner. Yeah, sounds like my old stomping ground. We didn't even have a traffic light. When I was younger, I had to put our street signs up for the first time. We didn't get those until the 90s. Used to live in a town that was about 300. You didn't you didn't have to go to school because of weather? Quinn, what? Oh, Brittany, let's go ahead and take a. In South Dakota, the weather's fine and dandy. I was hoping kind of that you would come on here. Let's take a look at a scan here real quick. Um, if I remember the area of concern that you would have. You're in the Hugo, Oklahoma area is in the enhanced risk, and these are radar estimates, so just be aware this could change. So unfortunately, Hugo is under the gun for big time hail threat as well as some flash flooding. The tornado risk is 5%, and then just south of Hugo, Oklahoma would be the greater concern for tornado activity. Let me go ahead and take a look at some other factors here as well. I forgot to look at this earlier. Significant tornado parameters. So this is a measurement of where a lot of elements are there for the potential of tornado activity. Doesn't give an exact. So some areas that have a heightened significant tornado parameter would be way up here in isolated area. And then of course these little pockets right here and just southwest of Waco. These are radar estimates around 2 o'clock for those areas. And then it gets a little bit more numerous in areas of Texas, over by Tyler, and then just east of Waco. Thanks for the heart. Thanks for the roses. I appreciate that so much. Euless, Texas. You are in the significant severe threat for tornado activity today. That is outlined by Storm Prediction Center. That was updated around 7:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And anybody that would be in the Dallas area, we could have that potential for additional development of tornado activity, even areas of Cleburne, east of Glen Rose, sometime in the afternoon hours. So know where your safe place is, folks. I've got to let you. Could you zoom, Clay? Oh, yep. I think I kind of hit that already there, Britt. Um, so yeah, this is a concern based on 11 a.m. Let me see if there's a 14Z update. 1 second. All right, this was updated at 13Z, so I can't get out any farther than this. But Cleburne, again, there is a pretty significant tornado threat based on this weather radar model sometime in the afternoon. All right, Texarkana looks rough. Yes, it definitely does. How is Corinth, Texas? Thanks for the follow, Rachel. Thanks, Carmen, for the follow. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. I was looking for Corinth. My ADHD is kicking in. I definitely need to go grab a little bit of caffeine for clarity. All right. Um, we're looking at the significant tornado parameters. Just be mindful, this is not an exact science. These are just radar estimates, and the word significant tornado parameters doesn't mean that there's going to be a significant tornado or a wedge or anything like that. This just means that these are some of the parameters that we utilize so that we can kind of pinpoint as best as we possibly can. So it looks like afternoon hours, you definitely need to be aware in areas of Corinth, Texas. All right. Northeast Houston. Houston, you're way. Got to zoom out so I can get my. I know kind of generally where it is. I wasn't sure if it was outside of the green or not. Looks like you guys are outside of that risk. However, tomorrow, your risk looks like right now it shows you're in a marginal. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this goes a little bit further south for the slight risk, though. Slight risk tomorrow likely will get moved further south. They won't have an update for day 2 information until I think it's this afternoon, if I remember right. Yeah, I'm definitely getting clouded with my brain right now. Let me go back to outlooks for today. What time do you think Hugo, Oklahoma will get hit? Oh, thanks, SB. You sent me roses. I appreciate that so much. Thanks for the follow, everybody. Paul Bob, thanks for the follow. SB, the follow, appreciate it. Thanks for joining Whitetail Ninja. Ooh, hi-ya. Sorry, gotta do it. That's my ADHD big time hitting in here right now. Jeez. Carmen, Gloria Rivera, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. What time, Hugo? Let's go to Hugo again. Hugo, Texas. Whoops, I don't want full screen mode. There we go. Hugo, Oklahoma. Again, folks, these are just estimates, so it's not a guarantee. We'll go to HRRR. I think we might actually have a NAM update. We do. Yay, we got another weather model available so we can kind of compare them. I get excited for the weirdest things. All right, so this is look at NAM 3K. This was updated at 8 a.m. and we finally got the scan through here enough that I can look. So NAM Wow. Significant tornado parameters from the NAM. Wow. These are high numbers, folks. Anytime you get something that's 2 or above, oh, we got more severe thunderstorm warnings. That one continuing just over north of Dallas. Let's go ahead and take a look at that information here. At 9:20, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Whitesboro to Ray Roberts, Park Isle, Du Bois to near Justin, moving 25. So the good thing is that it's moving slower, but that's also a bad thing. It just means that when they're starting to move slower, you run the risk more of those things just really getting a lot of flash flooding risk. So this includes the following highways: Interstate 35 between mile markers 468, 495, Interstate 35W between mile markers 68 and 85, Interstate 35E between mile marker 446 and 466. So if you're in this yellow box here, and points eastward, so that would include Greenville, Sulphur Springs. You guys are going to probably end up getting another severe thunderstorm watch renewed. I mean, they had that one, and I'm expecting this to get extended somewhere here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if they have. Let me shut this off. All right, I was looking for Hugo. Hey, Cindy Lou, thanks for joining. When I see Cindy Lou, all that pops in my head is an old song. I'm really gonna age myself. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, na 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 na. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember who sings it, but it's a real cool song. Thanks for the heart me's. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. My singing voice has not gotten better as I get aged. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Rockwall, Texas. All right. I was looking at significant tornado parameters right now. This is significant tornado parameters for from the NAM 3K and the timing. So this looks to be around noontime. So a couple more hours, things can get pretty ramped up. It gets more isolated as we go, because the reason why it gets more isolated is because it becomes more of a wind threat possibility versus tornadoes. I know that seems odd, but it depends on the front. And then areas of Waco, Texas area, that tornado threat, according to the NAM 3K, does suggest that the southerly storms are probably going to have more of that tornado risk versus the wind threat likely further north in the afternoon hours. But don't get me wrong, I'm not discarding wind. Wind is pretty significant. We've seen some straight line winds go through, 80, 90 mile an hour straight line winds. Those are sometimes just as bad as a small tornado. So just be mindful of that. Buddy Holly, Manic Maker. There we go. Yes. Thanks so much for that was really actually bothering me. It was in the and I wasn't able to focus very well. So thanks so much for telling me that. That is right. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Hugo. Hugo, Oklahoma, timing. And why would it work when I want it to? Hugo. I really got to switch over to radar scope. All right. Timing. So right now, just west of Hugo, Oklahoma, you have some special weather statements. More than likely, your timing for, let me see, the significant tornado parameters doesn't suggest that there's going to be anything there. Um, but let's go ahead and take a look at max updraft helicity. This is a factor of hail um, and some updraft going in there. So Hugo area doesn't look to have that factor for the hail. However, Atoka, Oklahoma, west of Durant. This is a look at. Let me get that into the view here. I need to get one of those monitors. I basically need to have like 3 monitors stacked on top of each other so that I can keep looking at you guys as best as I can. Speaking of when you get a chance, how's Lubbock looking today? I will take a look at that. Wait, so is all of this for the afternoon storms or will it happen now? This is, we're referring to, so the time, oh goodness, now I know why you guys can't tell. 1 second. It's because we don't have the time in there, folks. That would help, right? It always helps to have time. There we go. That's probably way better. Sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. So the time is in Central. So here we go. This is time that's expected around 1 p.m. It would suggest it. This is the HRRR weather model. This is looking at max updraft helicity. And if we span out here a little bit further, looks pretty significant there. This is my first spring in Texas. Christine. Oh, wow. What a way to welcome you to Texas. Abby, Anna, still light rain, but wind picking up. Okay, thanks, Abby, for letting them know. I appreciate that so much. So timing for Hugo, Oklahoma. Let me get that pulled back up here to not the max updraft helicity, but the composite reflective. Let me go back. These are estimates based off of the HRRR. So timing again looks to have this continue to develop based on HRRR. The timing shows, um, you can see that now. Thanks so much. All I can see is a picture of like a white cloud, so I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for pointing out. So this is what it's looking like, the time frames for that. Looks like everything's kind of moving out of Oklahoma by 6 p.m. And then by the time you get to, yeah, it looks like pretty much goes down into Waco, Texas area. And this will be all, like, this will likely be a wall of wind. Could be some embedded tornadoes in this area here. But more than likely major wind. You moved from Florida. Goodness gracious. Well, at least you stayed south. Depending on what area you are, hopefully you're more in the central versus the coastline. While I agree that the coastline is beautiful, um, wouldn't want you to get any hurricanes. I mean, that would be a reason to move more inland than anything. I will say, oh, you're in Denton. Oh, okay, gotcha. So, yeah, at least you moved away from the risk, the higher risk, in my opinion, of hurricanes. All right. Well, I am going to have to let y'all go. I got to get to work. I actually don't work until 11:30 today. My boss was really nice to me. Actually, it was me. I had a little bit of paid time off, and so I figured I would go in a little bit later today, get all this crazy weather figured out, and give you guys as much information as possible. One last thing before I go, I want to take a look at the timing for the NAMK since that came out recently. Yeah, this looks like looks like the redevelopment of that is going to be around 2 o'clock. And then move off to areas. Little Rock, you're probably going to be under the gun today for a little bit in the later afternoon if things can hold together. Shreveport, things might break up by the time that it gets to you, according to the NAM 3K. So the NAM is kind of not putting it as significant as the HRRR is. So there's a lot of uncertainty. All the weather models, they never talk to each other very well. Lubbock, Texas, Lubbock. Sorry, I almost forgot you. Oh, Lubbock, Texas, you're good. You're on the, oops, hang on one second. Let me rephrase that. Let me put these risks on here. Lubbock, Texas, looks like sometime after 4 o'clock or right around 4 o'clock today. You could have wind. I would suggest, or this would suggest to me that this is likely going to be maybe some 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but not anything real huge. Let me take a look. Yeah, you're way outside that tornado risk. Let me put the tornado risk on there. Yeah, you're on the far western side. Yes, you are in the risk for tornadoes, but I don't see you're on the farther west side of where this front's going to be, so I wouldn't expect to see a tornado. But because you are in the red in the green zone for tornadoes, just stay weather aware. It's the only thing that I can tell you. Manic Maker, thank you, all of you. Christine, top viewer at the end of the live, so I'm going to do my best to give you a shout out today, if you don't mind. When I go through the highlights, if I can try to figure out a way to get that to work right, I'll give you a shout out, Christine, as well as Manic Maker in the number 2 spot. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay weather aware, and be sure that you, if you don't have a basement, as many people in Oklahoma seem to not have, nothing against Oklahoma, I just never understood. Dead center of Tornado Alley, and they don't put basements. Doesn't make sense. Um, so, so uh, if you don't have a basement, the best thing that you can do, the best thing that you can do is go into an interior room, nowhere near any windows. Bathroom would be great, kind of the center part of your house, lowest level of your house. That would be the best thing that you can do if you don't have a basement. Or if you have a storm shelter, obviously go to that. That would be the most ideal for areas of Oklahoma and Texas um, that are in that yellow zone, the brown zone, and the green zone. Although the green zone is going to be a little bit more conditional. But also in areas of Springfield or areas of Illinois, St. Louis, you're in that tornado risk as well for today. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining. I love all my followers, including those that are on YouTube, even though I don't have a whole lot on there. Still trying to work on that. Just a quick little thing so you guys are aware. I never expected in a million years for this old guy to blow up on TikTok, but it seems that I have. So less than a month ago, I had 200 followers, and now I don't even know what it is today, but it's an amazing amount. And so I appreciate you guys doing the follows and the and the gifts. I